Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kim Barrett Show. I am your host, Kim Barrett, and on today's episode, we are diving deep into the 3 campaigns you have to have running to grow your business to 50K a month and more. Now, if this is your first time listening, please make sure you go and join our free Facebook community, www.joinmygroup.com.au, where we share all of these strategies, tactics, and more. But until then, let's jump into the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. There are only 3 campaigns you ever need to run to grow your business to 50K a month and beyond. But the first thing that I want to share actually is why. Why do we need to run these, and why is it important now? Why am I telling you this now? Why have I been keeping it a secret? Why can't you do it later? And now the biggest reason that I've found of late is because what's happening in the world of Facebook is that they are removing targeting options. They are limiting your ability in what it is that you can do. Why is that important, and why do those 3 campaigns then matter? Well, first and foremost, what's happening is with the ability to remove targeting that Facebook's doing. So they've already removed the ability to exclude audiences. They're already pushing to use their highly targeted AI targeting, advanced targeting. Now, what that means for us as a small business, we actually are losing the ability to niche down, which is what Facebook was really known for. That's why a lot of people flocked to it in the early days. We could use so many different targeting options. Now they're just like, look, you just write your best copy, do your best video, and you launch it out nice and broad. We'll take care of the rest. Now, look, that works if you've got a very specific budget. If you've got like a couple $100 a day plus and beyond, that works. Allow Facebook to optimize it, allow it to do their thing, of course. And of course, if you've got so many different conversions, if you've had tons of conversions, you've got 30, 40, 50, 60 plus leads coming in every single week, not a problem. But if you're a small business owner, someone who's not at that scale, we don't have the ability to take advantage of that AI. We don't have the ability to leverage off that and just go, yeah, spend all my money, Facebook. Go to town. So what that means is it's going to be a lot harder for us as all of these targeting options disappear. It's going to make it harder for a small business owner. So if you're someone who's been on the fence about running Facebook ads, it's going to be a little bit tough. If you're someone who's like, oh, I can do that later, it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. And that's why I think these 3 campaigns that you need to launch are so important. Now, first thing that we need to touch on before we dive into those 3 campaigns is the way that Facebook optimizes, right? It can optimize because a lot of people go, oh, I'm bidding for certain things. It's optimizing, it's improving. Facebook can operate from an ad level, an ad set level, a campaign level, and an account level. There's a whole range of different optimizations that they'll leverage. Now, if you're someone who's not getting 30 to 40 plus conversions, i.e. leads in a week, we're not going to be really optimizing as well as possible for Facebook to show our ads to the right people that we want, which means our targeting needs to be even better. So that's where this and like the changes that are coming are going to be a little bit hard for people, is because so many people are, oh, it's fine. I'll figure out my ads later. I'll do this later. But literally, it's like there is a time limit on this. So if you're currently using exclusions in your ads, you're like cutting out people that you don't want, like Centrelink or things like that, to try and increase the quality of people. That is going to be removed by January 15th, right? January 15th of 2025, depending on whenever you're listening to this. So if that's the case, right, that's going to be a little bit of a pain for a lot of people if that's when other changes start to happen as well. Already, they're automatically turning on Advantage Plus audiences. And I know a lot of people that might target specific genders, like females only, are getting guys. Because Facebook's like, we're going to show you whoever's most likely to message you. Creepy dudes are going to message you. Really unfortunate, right? It's annoying. We don't want that for any of our clients. So we have to be specific. Now, the reason these 3 campaigns are so important is because they're going to help you overcome those hurdles. Now, the first campaign is a conversion mechanism. We need a campaign that's going to work consistently, generate us leads that are ready to rock and roll with us, right? And look, there's only ever 5% of an audience that's ready to work with you at any one point in time. They're the ones we want to try and bring in as fast as we can. They're the ones that we want to try and identify. So whether that's lead generation, you're getting messages, whatever it is for you, they're the ones that we really, really want to focus on. And they're the ones that we really want to attract in our first type of campaign. And if we can get that working, again, ideally our goal is as soon as possible, 30, 40, 50 plus leads coming in every single week from that audience. Because then we've got the optimizations in place. If Facebook removes all these targeting options, hey, we're still covered. We're still sweet. We've got this under control. Tick. First campaign. Second campaign, list building campaign, list acquisition. Because again, what happens if Facebook goes completely terrible, goes completely to rubbish? We've got a database that we can email. whether it be name, email, phone number, or just name and email. We want to build that up as an asset that we can have to continually to produce us leads, inquiries coming in, because when we want to make an offer, we want to be able to put it out to the right sort of people. Second to that, caveat, asterisk on top of that, is from my understanding, lookalikes are still going to be possible. So if we've got a list of highly targeted people that we've been building time and time and time again, guess what happens? When all those changes happen and everyone, oh, the sky is falling, they haven't built a list of their ideal clients, we've got those that we can leverage and still target and build lookalikes off of. So if you don't know what a lookalike is, basically what Facebook does is if you put in a bunch of clients or leads that you've generated, information, they will generate you an audience that most closely matches those, that most closely looks like those, right? Hence lookalike. So you'll be able to build a really nice targeted audience. But again, my personal belief, if you're someone who's not really akin to funnels and playing around with all that sort of stuff, what I'd recommend is leveraging Facebook lead ads, very, very simple, or Facebook Messenger campaigns, because those on Facebook audiences, we get 100% match rate. Versus if we take them off into an email database and then we try to load them back in, guess what happens? Facebook's got to try and match all of those. People have had their privacy policies up. They don't want to do this. They don't want to show you that, which again, I fully understand. I get. However, we want to overcome that. So if we can use those two types of ads, we can build audiences off of those people that have opened our Facebook lead form or sent us a Facebook message, which means we're ahead of the game here. We're starting to build those audiences up. We're in a really good spot. So not only do we have them off of Facebook, we also have those audiences on Facebook that we can leverage. So that's the second type of campaign. Facebook lead ads, whether it be going to a funnel, going to a messenger campaign, but lead acquisition is really what we want to tick off in that step. So the first campaign, conversion mechanism. Second campaign is lead acquisition. The last is what we like to call the mogul method, positioning you as the mogul of your industry. All three of these campaigns do that, but this is like the icing on the cake. This is the creme de la creme, which is content amplification, right? Mogul method is what I like to call it, content amplification, or again, paying for people to see our content. Because again, if we can do really good niche content now, we can build up a bit of a following. We can build up a warm audience of people that are watching what we do. The other 95%, remember earlier I mentioned that 5%, 95% of people that aren't ready to work with us just yet. But if we can get the targeted people to our profiles, to watch our videos, to consume our content, then what happens is, next step, when everyone else is going, the sky is falling, I can't target people anymore, I'm getting dudes messaging me all the time. We've got a warm audience of people that we can retarget, that we can send ads to again, that have been watching and consuming our stuff, that are our ideal audience, because we could took advantage of the detailed targeting when we could use it before Facebook stripped it away from us. So that means that we're in a much better position than anybody else. Right. And that's what we want to have happen for you, is like you want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be positioned really, really well, because again, that on Facebook audience is not going to go away. We've got an on Facebook audience that is very, very warm, that we can build lookalikes off of people that engage with us, that message us, that watch 10, 20, 50, 75, 95% of our videos. We're going to win, right? Whereas everyone else is going to be at the back of the line trying to catch up, figure out how do I get rid of all these random people messaging me and opting in. We're going to be ones that are ahead of the curve and really, really making a difference. So I highly encourage you, if you're not already, run those three campaign types. They're the ones that are going to help you get to 50K a month and beyond. If you don't understand how to necessarily do them, you need some help with that, send me a DM on Instagram at Real Kim Barrett, REAL Kim Barrett. Name's down there, name of the podcast. You get that. Shoot me a DM and more than happy to see if we can help you out, because again, I think January is going to be where we see a lot of big changes. And if that's going to be the case, I want you, if you're a listener to this podcast, to be ahead of the curve. Until next time, I'm Kim. Y'all have been awesome. Adios.